This is episode
9
of Cool Album Covers. I'm Mark Major.
And I'm Rich Batchelor.
This episode is called Painted Animals.
Paintings of animals, yeah. We start off with an implied one, though. To my mind, I've always thought this kind of was an impressionistic take on a levitating bull. But you had something else to say about that, as far as I recall.
I think it was actually Bryce.
It was Bryce.
Who had a comment on it because he's a wisecracker. It's very sort of Van Gogh Starry Night, though, above the painted animal.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, our prairie punk friends back in the day, they already had rediscovered the joys of marijuana. The long-haired punk phase of Black Flag is certainly attributable to all that, too. Yeah, frankly, you just look at stuff like this and you go, drugs, and you move on.
And that we will.
Hey, the gorilla is the one. You gotta say yes to another excess by Yello. A trio of fine, decade-defining albums by Yello. 3 of the finest albums of the 80s are this one and the 2 that followed it. The people that brought you Oh Yeah, shortly before they brought you that song.
What nationality is Yello?
Swiss.
Ooh.
And I'll make the Stan Freberg joke here, that way we don't offend anybody. Yeah. Here, it's this weird kind of allegory, in which the first side is haunted by the specter of the gorilla. There's several songs that reference the gorilla, and it's unclear what it is they're talking about. If they're talking about man's primal nature, if they're talking about God, if they're talking about the likelihood of all of us to behave like beasts, I don't know. But he is finally banished in the title track, where the father of Excess says, "Leave him, the gorilla, and join Father Excess." I don't have enough time here to describe this record. Anyway, the gorilla was painted by the great Ernest Gamper, who painted almost all of Yello's album covers. They're all uniformly fantastic.
Yello. Freakwater. We'll paint.
Freakwater. Feels like the 3rd time.
Isn't Freakwater like two
ladies.
Ladies
and
who...
their backing band. Smoked pot with them once at the Crystal Ballroom.
Really?
Yep. I was a guest pass, you know.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to give this cover image credit for kind of summing up how the album sounds. Like, it's a kind of deeply personal impressionism at sundown sort of feel, the way you remember a thing.
Dog racing a horse?
Perhaps an iguana seated atop a horse? Actually, I don't know. See, this is why we need an art expert to come in and hang with us on ones like this. Hey, look, it's another horse.
Hey, look at that.
This time he's jumping over Miami or Rio or something.
Sharks.
Frankly, it kind of looks like it's got that Starry Night look again up there in those clouds. And it's a horse, but it's also jumping over a seascape of a city skyline to drown itself in the ocean, I guess.
What's this album like?
It's a guy with a viola, a guy with a guitar, and a guy with a drum set, which is how all of the Dirty 3 albums go. They're all instrumental, but almost all of the song titles are these incredibly long, incredibly descriptive. You would think you were about to listen to a song with lyrics when you look at, song titles like I Really Should Have Gone Out Last Night, and Some Summers They Just Drop Like Flies. I'm not sure what they were up to on this one, but there's a lot of really epic stuff on here that would make fantastic music for a film someday. Say, prospective filmmakers, if you're listening in, keep it in mind. Dirty 3 Horse Stories.
Recommended.
There is no one what will take care of you by the great Will Oldham, also known as many other things, including Palace Brothers.
Have you figured out the mystery of the 3 covers for this album?
I haven't, and I went and I looked at it, and...
What'd you come up with?
Well, there's at least one of the other 2 that isn't really all that different from this one.
There's one that's white.
And then there's one that's white where it's like a bunch of kind of pencil squiggles, and I didn't really catch...
They all have a lion on the front.
Yeah, they all seem to, for some damn reason, include a lion that might actually be a dandelion, or... He kind of looks like a flower. Whatever's going on here. Yeah, I'm prepared to go there and call it a lion, though. It in no way sounds like what this album cover looks like, if you know what I mean.
Does it sound more like old-timey music?
It sounds like old-timey music, yeah. It's like very, very... It sounds like it was recorded in an abandoned church or something, and for all we know it was.
To be honest, when I saw the name Palace Brothers and the line, I thought it was a reggae album. But you know, man, no woman no cry.
There is no one what will take care of you, man.
And let's conclude this one with a Yello.
Yello. See ya.